Hello and welcome to the live stream live. I am your host, Joshua Schubart, and I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday evening. Well, if you're in the East Coast, I hope you're having a beautiful Tuesday evening. Hey, how are you? Things are crazy in our country right now, but we will get to that. I am here tonight with my wonderful sister, Ashely, who I'm so excited for you to meet. She said yes. She normally doesn't like to speak publicly about shit, but here she is talking to me. I managed to convince her to come on, and we're going to talk a lot about a really, really cool things. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What I've been watching? So I just got back from a pretty long-ish family vacation-ish for my wife's 40th birthday. She turned 40 yesterday on St. Patrick's Day. She still looks incredible. You wouldn't be able to tell that she's 40. Not that that's old. And I think that's like a perfect conversation for today. What is age but a number, and what can you do to not reverse the aging process, but to kind of like stave off that? I mean, you can do that through diet, through exercise, and things of that nature, taking vitamins, supplements, staying hydrated, trying not to drink too much alcohol, blah 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 blah, things of that nature. Or, as my special guest will speak to you about, you can get some cool stuff done to your body, either Botox or implants or everything in between. But yeah, so we went on this long-ish trip to New Hampshire with our 3.5-year-old and our 7-week-old or 6-week-old, and it was a time. If I'm being honest, we had a great time, but we didn't have like a bed for our oldest, so she was in our bed, which means that I was out on the couch, and then we were still still having to do the night feedings with Millie, and it's just a whole thing. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to do it, but it is also very stressful, and I think that's important to speak about too, that parenting, even though you want to do it and it's a thing that you love, it can be very, very stressful, and sometimes you need a little breaky time, and you don't get a little breaky time all the time, and sometimes you never do. But you find moments, you find pockets. Like, I had a really good meatball sandwich today on the way back from New Hampshire, and that really made me feel happy and more normalized. So yeah, it's the little things, right? Let's see. Oh, I'm watching Foundation on Apple Plus. I'm late to this party, but I have read all the books. The books were written by Isaac Asimov, who's considered like like the creator and the godfather of science fiction. I mean, like Frank Hubert, yes, he wrote Dune, but they're contemporaries with each other. But the show is so good. It's so well done. It's so well acted. It's well written. These are very lengthy, weighty, like books about empires and political spectrums that span a vast galaxy. So it's very hard to get lost in the shuffle, especially when you're trying to write an hour-long television program. And the whole team for Foundation does an incredible job. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really good. I haven't gotten a chance to watch the latest episode of Severance, but I'm looking forward to that just because we were on this trip. I did drink a lot of beer and eat a lot of corned beef on this trip, so I guess it's a good trade off. Uh, yeah, and then I picked up Brandon Sanderson's first book in the Mistborn series, so that's my next thing that I'm going to be watching. That's the next thing that I'll be reading, um, which is which is great because I have yet to read any of his stuff other than when he completed the Wheel of Time books. So I'm very pleased to check out his original works. Oh, and I went to the eye doctor and I'm getting new glasses. So I gave the person who helps you pick out the glasses a really hard time because I'm very specific with my head size and head shape. So we ran through a ton of stuff, and I finally landed on a nice pair that I like that you'll see next week. I'm either going to pick the like avocado green frames or the all black frames, and we'll see how those look, and we'll see if I like them when I go back to the office. As usual, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So we are live, and we are going to be taking questions and comments from the audience throughout the show. So if you have any questions or if you have any comments, I will happily respond to them. So will my guest, even only if they are appropriate, not hyper sexual in nature, and not gross. Otherwise, they will be answered. What we got here? Jimmy Pickens says, I loved Foundations season one. It's like season two immediately ran off the rails, uh, off the rip for me, and was totally ugh. But I hope to give them a try soon. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear. I'm still in season one. Season two is bad, Jimmy. Please, God, no. I'm really enjoying it. I guess I'll get there and let you know what I think about it. Yeah. But yeah. So I'll do my best to get everybody's comments and answer everybody that I can. But let me intro Ashley Schubart for you. So Ashely is my little sister, and I've had the pleasure of and the privilege of watching her grow up. And sometimes it's hard to see your younger siblings as anything but your younger sibling. But Ashely is a truly inspirational figure, an incredibly accomplished and hardworking young woman, who I'm proud to be related to. Um, if you know my story, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that we all in my family came up a little harder than normal. We went into foster care. We had a pretty rough start, so things were kind of um they weren't set up for success in the beginning. Yet Ashely persevered, and has done incredible things. She's a nurse. She helped people during COVID, which was very traumatic and horrible for the first responders and the people that were in the hospitals. And then she chose to go to Africa and help people there that very much needed it. And not a lot of people do that, and she is amazing for doing so. And Then she was a traveling nurse for a while, and now she's an aesthetics nurse, which I know is very, very popular, and she's very, very awesome at it. I just don't know a lot about it, so I'll be learning right along with you once we get to that portion of the interview. But without further ado, here's my amazing sister Ashley Schubart. Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. How are you? Of
It's doing great. It's good to see you. Thanks so much for being on the show today.
course. Thanks for having me.
Mm, without a doubt. Um, so I guess let's start off with just like the beginning. Like I remember, just because we live together. You were trying to find your calling a bit, right? You were kind of like jumping about. You did a lot of schooling,
Yeah.
and you talk a little bit about what you were trying to get up to in the beginning.
Yeah. I feel like in the beginning, like every probably young girl or boy, like trying to figure out after high school what they want to do, but like not quite sure. I've definitely always been very, very interested in the beauty industry. I've always been a really, big girly girl, love makeup, clothes, fashion.
Sure.
That stuff really always interested me. So I thought that I wanted to be a makeup artist because I was always really good at it. And I loved doing makeup and I always had to have the newest, best things out at Sephora. And I really did like it. I just felt like it wasn't, my like passion project or like something I wanted to do for like the rest of my life. And I always wanted to be a nurse, and I thought I always excelled in like science and history more than I did math and writing.
Mm,
And I just guess I never really felt like I was smart enough to do it. And I felt like I had dated men in my life who kind of like put me down and made me feel like I wasn't smart enough to do it. And
yeah.
I guess everything from what we grew up, always kind of feeling like I was never like I was always going to amount to like what our parents were and never really feeling like motivated enough to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a hard thing to overcome, like, when it's all that you have known or you feel like it's where you came from. It can very easily be like it can pull you down versus, like, pushing you up or, like, motivating you. We
exactly.
got a comment that
Mhm.
said, "Do not tolerate that ever." You're right, Jimmy. No one should tolerate that kind of negative shit from a partner. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I mean, I can totally see why that might have made you feel that way.
Yeah. So I um, ended up going back to community college and getting all of the science and math prerequisites that I needed because even though I had some prior schooling, when you go into nursing school, there are certain prerequisites that you need to have in order to apply to programs. So I went to a local community college and I got all A's and kind of just made it like a warpath that I was going to get into nursing school at all costs. And I ended up applying to a nursing school up in Rochester where my brother at the time was dating, and I guess he just started dating her at that point. I don't know if they were
Yeah,
I think they were
more than
engaged, but they
yeah,
weren't,
yeah,
were they?
they weren't getting married yet, yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I applied to nursing school up there in Rochester, and it was a pretty small, like Catholic private college that only accepted like 50 students. And I got in.
Nice.
And yeah, I graduated top of my class with that and kind of aced that. And um,
It was really great to watch you excel there after having such a like kind of like a rocky start trying to like understand what you wanted to do.
right.
Watching you like really walk into your power while going through that schooling was really incredible and really impressive to watch.
Thank you. Thank you. So I graduated with my bachelor's of science in nursing about 6 years ago now. And I've been up until recently, up until last year, I've been working in the ER for over 5 years. And then
Mhm.
about 2 years ago, I started working part time in aesthetics. And now I am working full time in aesthetics. So
That's
kind of
awesome.
did like a full circle back to beauty, which I think is kind of fun, but it's still like in the nursing realm. So I'm still a nurse, but I am what people call like a cosmetic nurse or beauty nurse.
Sure.
No, I'm definitely not saving any lives. No one ever dies anymore, but I definitely feel more fulfilled and I really love what I'm doing now. And now I'm back in school again, getting my master's degree and becoming a nurse practitioner. So,
It's fantastic.
yeah,
So
definitely.
when you first got out of nursing school, you kind of went right to work right during the pandemic, right? Like you got
Yeah, I was thrown
so
into it. I
you were
had like
thrown right in.
I think I had like 6 months as a nurse. Like, I think it was like 6 months, maybe like 8 months as a new grad nurse, and then kind of they were like, "Well, you're no longer a new grad, you're now a real nurse who has to,
That's to deal with this
fight."
stuff.
Yeah,
So,
fight the
can
ultimate
you
fight.
talk about that a little bit? Because I know that you were in a COVID tent on a lawn, like in like a spacesuit, basically
Yeah,
for most of it. What was it like in like a COVID ward at the height of the pandemic?
yeah. I don't know. I feel like people, ask me this, and I feel like I truly do not know how to explain this type of feeling. I mean, I definitely do remember being thankful that, at this point, I lived in Rochester post college with a roommate, so I didn't live with my mom or my family, and I just remember feeling like very grateful and thankful that I didn't live with my parents, so I didn't have the fear of like taking COVID home and like killing them, but
Yeah,
I think that there was just so much unknown and so much fear from the public and not knowing and going to work every day, like seeing all your coworkers get sick. That really was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I don't really truly know how to wrap my head around it still. I think that you just kind of put the fear to the side, knowing that you're doing something, you know, that's going to be worthwhile and helping, save people's lives and
yeah,
do what you kind of need to do. And, when you go to nursing school, like you do like the Hippocratic Oath and, you commit yourself to serving other people. But this was definitely not what I
signed
kind of
up for.
to, or
So,
for, yeah.
was it extra hard because of all the misinformation that was kind of bouncing around everywhere? Did you have to kind of like, well, what did you butt up against when it came to people either like self diagnosing or like or like trying to get access to um like miracle drugs or like anything of that nature? Like ivermectin was a big one. um
Yeah, so that was even like that was kind of like later in the game. Like when
okay,
COVID first happened, like no one was really like talking about that. I think the biggest thing that people were trying or the government was trying to push was the COVID vaccine. And for good reason. I think ivermectin started to come out like even I think like the second or third wave of COVID. It wasn't really the first wave.
wasn't right away. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just like, how do we make people not die, basically, right?
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I mean, I've my whole entire career I've only worked at level 1 trauma centers, so I've always been kind of
Yeah,
in
you've been in the shit, yeah,
in the shitter.
yeah.
So the sickest of the sickest people I've always dealt with, and that's what I'm trained in. I'm a trauma nurse. I'm a burn certified nurse. I am a SANE nurse, so sexual assault nurse examiner. So I do have a lot of credentials when it comes to, those like life or death or trickier moments. But yeah,
That's
COVID was
hard.
interesting. COVID was interesting. I mean, there was a point where we had to, we were suited up and you weren't allowed to see your family. There were no one allowed in, not even on your deathbed. And like we had these iPads and like they're literally like saying goodbye to their families like on these iPads. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm ever gonna recover from this. I mean, even it got
Yeah,
scary when we were running out of PPE, so we were reusing masks and spraying them down with alcohol and like that, that's really scary. We running out of ventilators, choosing which people, you know,
yeah, you had to choose who
a lot of
needed it
morality.
more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
morality shit that no
a
one
lot
should
of
ever.
gray area that I'm sure, you're not supposed to make those types of choices, right? Like, it's a thing where you are just supposed to help everybody, and when you can't, Shit, Ashley, I don't. You're way more strong than I am, just because I don't know if I could make that choice.
Yeah, it's hard. It's like choosing whether to do chest compressions on someone, to save the people in the room to stop the spread of COVID, or letting someone die is really not something I thought I would ever have to, you know, deal with. It's crazy. And, it's sad that a lot of other countries and people in Gaza and a lot of things that Americans just never have to see this type of cruelty. But unfortunately, it happens more than we think. And I think a lot of nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists and medical assistants are all pretty fucked up from COVID. And it's not really talked about as much. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
I
hurt.
was reading some things about how it says, like, the COVID for the people that went through it are like in the medical field is as traumatic as going to war.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, because of all the shit that you've seen and all the, like, split-second choices that you had to make.
Yeah.
So,
It was that, and then, like, the aftermath of COVID when, we were out of, like, the thick of it, and, like, we had the vaccine and that um vaccination, and we were, like, kind of okay, and then a wave would come and we would be, like, fucked again, or, like, people like Uncle Fred, like, or Dad, I should say,
yeah.
had COVID, but then had all of the, repercussions of it, of making your blood thicker, and, like, you having, like, coagulation issues, and people dying of, like, strokes and heart attacks out of, like, nowhere because they had COVID. So there was, like, a lot of other things too that came out of it. And
Yeah, we lost our, um, foster father, but he's really our dad. And he's our, like, so we were in a thing called kinship foster care, where members of our own family took us into their homes, which was incredible. And it was our aunt and uncle, Aunt Tana and Uncle Fred, but they're our mom and they're our dad. And our dad, yeah, he passed in 2021 from, they're calling it complications related to COVID, but he had existing aneurysm in his heart that blew up because of inflammation from having COVID, and he unfortunately passed. It was an incredibly traumatic day and night. Um, Ashley is the one that found him in the beginning, and because she's a nurse, is probably why he was alive for as long as he was. So, um, that must have been, and we have talked about it a bit, but, like, after being through COVID and after being afraid that you might bring it home and then blah 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 and all that stuff, and then there the fuck it is. Like, it hit our family anyway. Um, it's just like it's like the brutality of diseases. It just doesn't fucking matter. It just happens, right?
yeah, totally. I mean, there were just so many things that, like, I feel like no one could explain about COVID, and there were just so many things I saw that, like, didn't really make sense. Like, people with, like, no prior pre-existing conditions, like my age or your age, just, like, completely dropping dead from COVID, and, like, things like that, like, from what our dad went through. And, like, so many people lost their moms and their dads and their aunts and their grandparents, and, like, all these people died that were just, like, amazing people. So it definitely is. It's really sad, and it's still around, which is so crazy.
It's
Obviously,
still
people
here. Yeah, I
are
mean,
dying,
it's not
but
gonna go anywhere, right? Like, it'll just be here for forever.
yeah.
Um, that's the crazy thing about it. Like, I know, because it's like it's basically like it's like a flu, that it's just gonna be here like forever. Oh, this
Forever.
is funny. So I'm 1 mile in inconvenience away from the insane asylum. I could not even imagine. Yes,
Yeah.
most people could not imagine the life of being a nurse or any medical professional. It is. high intensity and high pressure. I mean, our other sister is a police officer, so it's like like you two went into like some of the most intense shit. Um,
Yeah.
but it was for a good reason. You wanted to help people, and um, you went to Africa. Like,
Yeah.
you chose to go to Africa to help some folks. Can you speak about that a little bit, and like why you went there and what you experienced?
Yeah, I went on a medical mission trip to Tanzania, Africa, and that was definitely one of the coolest experiences ever, to help a local tribe who, um, I guess was kind of going through it. They had recently had a lot of people, babies and, um, people dying of a lot of illnesses. A lot of them were related to sexually transmitted diseases and HIV, and then the children specifically were dying of a lot of respiratory illnesses.
Okay.
And this is a local tribe where they don't have any education. They have like a they don't have a reading level. Some of them maybe have like a third grade reading level. So
Even the
comprehend.
adults?
What's that?
Even the adults do?
Yep, even the
Okay.
adults. I mean, I'm talking about like this was like a 6-hour drive into the middle of literally nowhere up in the mountains with like no electricity, no running water. They had wells that they, you know, water wells that they um, got fresh water from. I mean, they pooped in the ground, peed in the ground. They didn't have showers. Like
Yeah.
it's very much third world country. They don't have social media. They don't have TV. They're just like completely shut off from the world.
How did you learn about this trip? Like, how'd that happen?
From nursing school, this is like a capstone project. So when you are in your senior year of nursing school, you have like a capstone. So instead of going to school, you like go to work and they integrate you into the hospital and you train, what it's like going to be when you're actually a nurse to, help you after
Yeah.
you graduate. Because really nursing and anything really in the medical field is, there's only so much you can learn from a textbook.
Right, of course.
So there was this opportunity, and I've always wanted to do something like this. I mean, I love to travel, and it's definitely a
You
passion of
have
mine.
traveled more than anyone that I've ever seen, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I'm always traveling.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, that was really cool, really sad, but it was really nice to be able to go there and make a difference. I actually delivered a baby, which was really cool when
That's
I was
awesome.
there. Um, that was a really cool moment too. But yeah, a lot of just teaching. They don't properly know how to raise a child, what types of things that entails. A lot of them cook inside of their houses, like literally with a fire to make food, and boil their water because a lot of the water isn't safe to drink because of diseases in the water. But because they're in like these huts, they are like cooking inside of the hut and the smoke becomes like trapped inside of the hut, but they have the babies in there.
Oh, I
So a lot
see.
of them would die of like respiratory illnesses because of all the like smut in their
Well,
lungs.
because they just don't understand, like, how to yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense. Like, if no one's ever educated, like, if you didn't know that, then you wouldn't know that. Yeah.
right. And then a lot of the men and women there are not monogamous. So within their tribe, there is a lot of sexually transmitted diseases, and women don't really understand. Really, it was actually so sad. They don't even know what getting their period means. So we taught a lot about like period tracking, and we made like these like rings out of like pipe cleaners and beads. So we teach women like when they're ovulating, when it's not safe to have sex, and when it is safe to have sex to prevent you from getting pregnant.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of signs and symptoms of like what herpes looks like and syphilis and things like that. Because of how much they're sleeping around. I mean, a lot of the women had like anywhere between like 6 and 12 children. So
Holy shit, that's a lot of children.
yeah, it's a lot of children. I mean, they don't have condoms, they don't have birth control. They don't have things to help prevent them from having children. So a lot of teaching, a lot of teaching. And yeah, it was an amazing, amazing trip. I spent over 2 weeks there. So it was definitely a culture shock, but a good one. And they were so
Yeah,
grateful to have us there. And it was really beautiful.
that is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to do something like that again soon. It just, it's
You you
it's a
you're
trip.
busy now doing doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Okay. We got a question. How did you communicate with them? I assume that they spoke English or
No, they don't speak English. They speak Swahili, which is a dialect of some African type of language. But we had
oh.
translators there. Yeah.
Oh, so you had a translator.
Yeah, we had translators. We had multiple translators that came on the trip with us, and some, that lived in Africa that were helping the tribes out. But yeah, none of them spoke English actually. So definitely a language barrier for sure. But we had people there to help us, which was good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when did you become a traveling nurse? That was after you had been in ERs for a while and kind of didn't want to do ERs anymore?
Mhm. Yeah, that was I mean, it was still COVID, and there were COVID waves, so everyone was looking for nurses, so there
Right.
was an opportunity presented to me, and this was, like, right after our dad died, and I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to get up outta here." So,
I need to get
I
out of here.
to get up on outta here. Actually, I remember specifically it was that week I got the job. Anyway,
Yes, yeah, like, it was, like, in the hospital, I think. You got the email to, like, onboard yourself to the health insurance or whatever.
yeah, I mean, I was still working at Good Sam because I was living with my parents still at the time, and, a COVID wave was happening. They were offering, like, I wanna say it was, like, 6 grand a week to work in the city, work in COVID in the ER at I think
That's a
my
lot of
first
money.
contract. What's that?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and so I needed a break and, like, kind of, like, to dissociate a little bit, so said, "Why not?"
Why not? I'll go do that.
Doing it
Peace.
ever
Yeah.
since November.
Yeah, so then you started working in Bellevue, which, most people know it as, like, the insane asylum hospital in New York City,
Yeah.
but you weren't on the psych side, right? You were on
No,
the ER side?
no, I was not on the psychiatric side. Never been into psych, it's not my thing, but I commend anyone who is. I'm just not. But yeah, I was on the other side, and
On
it
the other
was
side of
still
the wall?
equally as crazy.
Well, I remember you told me that, what was it? Like, you really knew that you needed to get the hell out of there because there was, like, a guy who was, like, overdosing on fentanyl or something, and then he, like, beat somebody up. Like, what happened?
Oh my god, I don't remember the story I told you, but there was always a story like that, especially at Bellevue. There's was a men's shelter right next door to Bellevue, which was a hot mess. But you know, one thing a lot of people don't realize about working the psychiatric ER is in order to get to the psychiatric ER, you have to be medically cleared first. So you don't
Okay.
automatically go into the psychiatric ER because you have a psychiatric illness. You have to get medically cleared first, and then you head over to the psych side. So we still deal with all the psychiatric people
Oh,
first. We medically clear them, and then they go over to the psychiatric side. So any people with mental illness that are struggling, maybe they had a drug overdose, maybe they just really needed a sandwich and somewhere to sleep, maybe they took too much crack or drank too much or whatever, the regular ER still deals with them first, and usually they have to wait till they sober up in order to head over to the psychiatric side.
And there's like, what do you do with like people that are addicts? Can you do anything? Like, because they keep coming back in, right?
Yeah, they keep coming back in. If they're truly like withdrawing from drugs, we can give them fluids, medications to help them feel comfortable. But usually, if it's going to be a longer course, we usually have to admit them into the hospital so they can detox safely. Because a lot of things like fentanyl and heroin, you can't just stop taking it. You could die. So you have to medically
All right, you have
detox
to
them
wean
safely.
them off it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you have to wean them off.
Do you offer any like? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking questions, but like, does the hospital offer any type of like psychological help, like addiction services? Like I
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, like I know it's just like a big fucking merry-go-round, and it's like, well, do they offer this? Can you do this? But it's like you're the people that are kind of like handling it. Like what like why? Like what is the like why does
Um,
this keep happening over and over again?
I know. It's sad. I mean, New York does have a lot of, thank God, a lot of opportunities and free things. And social work dealt a lot more with like post rehab and like addiction centers and stuff like that. But if you don't have insurance, they're probably not going to take you. And there's probably a long list of people waiting to go before you.
Yeah,
And two, if you've kind of done this dance like a million times and you go and you leave early and like these places you're taking up a bed. So
right.
it really does depend on, I guess, where you are in your recovery, how many times you've done this before, how many people are waiting before you, do you have money to pay for it, do you have good insurance, do you have support? Like there's a lot of things that you kind of have to tick a lot of the boxes in order to sometimes get into these like rehab type of addiction type of
Places, yeah.
places.
So if you don't have any of that, then you just kind of like keep heading into the ER over and over again, and just kind of getting like, you're like, here's your Narcan so you don't die or whatever, right?
Yeah, literally. It's sad. It's not it's not good right now. I think a lot of, well, not I think, I know all of the ERs in Manhattan are completely overrun and there's not enough staff and the staff aren't being paid what they deserve. And it's kind of just like a vicious cycle of dealing a lot. I mean, of course, there are people who are actually having medical emergencies, but it's a lot of alcoholics and drug addicts kind of abusing the system. And it's really sad.
Damn, fuck, that's hard to hear. Like, you don't hear about that,
Mm-mm,
right?
of
Like, it's
course not.
not a thing that like anyone is speaking about on anywhere, like unless you have a person that that like you that is on the ground. Um, I
Mhm.
have another. I have a friend of mine who is like in the like social work part of it, where like she comes in when like an addict is in there to like talk to them and see how they're doing and to like offer them services. But like even she tells like us like, there's only you can't really do a lot. Like there's only so much you can do. And I know that the hospital that she works for, they don't have like an area for people that need psych, so they have to be like transferred, but they can
Oh, yeah.
only
Transfer so many people.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck?
I
Like,
know.
what are we doing?
I know. Yeah, I mean, I think like one of the last days I was working, I had poop. Someone tried to throw poop at me.
Hope.
Or yeah, poop. I've gotten pee, I've gotten vomit. I've gotten everything that you could think of.
And you just have to let this shit happen to you, right? Like if like a person like wakes up and they're mad because they're no longer high on their really expensive like specialty drug that they just took, and they just start to like beat the shit out of you, you just got to let them beat the shit out of you, right?
Oh, I had my coworker, like that was a psychiatric patient and he became really manic and he attacked my coworker. And I'm literally trying to take this man off of my coworker because the security in that hospital didn't like to touch the patients. And like if they were to touch the patients, they always thought it would be like a liability. So I'm literally like screaming for help as this patient is literally beating the shit out of my coworker while the security guards are literally doing nothing. And then afterwards, we had like a debrief, and he's just expected to like get back to work. It's like sick because like we're so understaffed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking
It's
nuts.
yeah, it's like I fear like when I was at I don't want to name hospitals, but the last hospital I was at, I definitely felt not safe being there as a woman. Like you just never know, and these people are just crazy these days. Like there's nothing to protect nurses anymore. It's like sad.
That's
And like you don't
wild.
even feel safe from the security guards. Like
Yeah,
who
because they don't wanna get sued, right?
they don't want to get sued because they're scared to touch the patients.
Yeah, but that's why they're there. What the fuck's the point of them being there then if they can't
I
help you?
know technically they're just supposed to like, maintain the peace, but
"Hey, stop beating that man's life out of his body. It's not nice. Hey." Oh,
I
well.
I
Like,
wish I,
what?
I wish I was making this up, but
Yeah,
unfortunately it's just a reality.
that's wild.
Yeah.
I Jimmy is the most active person tonight.
I know.
That's crazy. That is crazy, Jimmy,
It
you're right.
it is
Um,
crazy.
someone in chat said happy Ramadan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so happy Ramadan.
I
Thank
think it's
you for
Ramadan Mubarak. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Mubarak?
Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Whoever said happy Ramadan to me, which part of it is this Ramadan? But yes, happy Ramadan. I hope you are having a beautiful time. Are you fasting? I don't know if I could do the fasting part of it. Um, I mean, I probably could if I really, if I was Muslim, but um, that's hard. That's a lot of discipline doing that amount of fasting. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
I give you props.
yeah,
It's definitely really hard.
it is. All right. Let's dive into aesthetics nursing. It is
Yeah.
a world that I am very familiar with because of my job.
Mhm.
Lots of people in my field, in the entertainment field, have been getting this type of work done for years and years and years. And it's a thing that if I'm going to be honest, it freaks me out a little bit.
Why?
It just because it's unknown to me, right?
Oh,
And also I have this thing where, like, at least for me, I like to look like me.
uh-huh.
Um, and I've never had a desire to, well, that's not true. Like I have like body dysmorphia and I hate myself, but I've never no, that's not like that's not why I said it. It's just like I do. Like I have a dysmorphic mind, and
Yeah,
it's hard for me to see what I actually look like.
so
Like
yeah,
I would
I have that too.
yeah, so um body modification stuff also scared me because I don't have like a true understanding of what I actually look like in my head. So how would I know what's the right thing to do or when I should stop?
Yeah,
Um and I know that there's a balance that needs to be struck in an understanding, and from what I understand, it's not like it used to be where like things got botched and people died and like people's like lips exploded and like shit like that. Um, so why don't
this
you
is
walk me through a very basic like what is
yeah,
it that this is? And I understand that it's beneficial for people because it makes them feel better about themselves and makes them feel um, more youthful and more invigorated and blah blah blah, which is all positive. So why don't you walk me through why this is great and what it is exactly?
yeah, so I think that I mean, I work in cosmetic dermatology, and I definitely think that there's a how do I explain this? A good and a bad side. There is a range, like everything in life, where there's things that good things can happen out of it, and then there's, people who abuse it and do it for ego and like the wrong reasons. But I really do like it because of the good side. So I work in cosmetic dermatology. So I personally do cosmetic enhancements. So anything from, hydrofacials to Botox fillers, lasers. a lot of regenerative type of medicine that I'm doing right now, which has to do with using your own regenerative properties, like your platelet rich plasma, to produce collagen, elastin, and to help you look more youthful, to target fine lines and wrinkles, to
So you like take out people's platelets and then enrich them and then
mhm.
like inject them back into places?
Yeah, literally. To like, let's say you were
Huh.
dealing with under eye bags and you came to me and said that, I really don't like my under eyes. I feel tired all the time and I'm not really interested in doing any type of filler, but I would like to do more something that's like natural. So I would say, okay, why don't we do some PRP? We can enrich it with some stem cells and some exosomes and inject it under your eyes to help you look more youthful, to help with dark circles, fine lines, and that tired look.
Where are the stem cells from? Like from your own body, or are they
No,
from somewhere else?
I mean, yes, you do have stem cells in your body, but I don't have the science. I personally don't have the science to take your own stem cells. A lot of that stuff lives in like bone marrow and placentas, and I don't personally have
Right, right, right.
that science, but there are a lot of other, like, where we get stem cells from, like where we personally buy it for our company. Like there's this one stem cell company we work with where it's pig stem cells. So,
Oh,
it's
really?
not from, yeah,
That is we can well, will be because a stem cell is just like an like unattached cell, right? So
mhm,
like it can be modified in
right.
like any way. That's fucking crazy. That's
Yeah,
so cool.
it's great. It's crazy. It's cool. I mean, the science now, that's pretty much where we're going, like for everything, even for like helping healing wounds and helping with like tissue repair, and like if you break your leg, like the future is you put some stem cells on it and your tissue and your cells repair itself. I mean,
And is it because we're like pretty close to pigs like genetically? Is that why it works?
kind of. It's more just like a memory type of thing. Like there's a lot of animals that you can use for stem cells. I'm sure this probably just has to be the easiest way to do it, you know?
Interesting. Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense because it's literally just a cell that hasn't become what it's meant to become yet. So
Right.
it's like so it's infinite potential. Like it's why like a baby has so many of them is because they're becoming what they're going to become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I also do a lot of peptides, which are like little tiny messengers that target certain things in your body to help you, lose weight or have more energy or help with tissue repair and inflammation. So I help
So
people.
like so what is a peptide like? Is it like when you get like Ozempic? Like is that
Yes,
a peptide?
Ozempic is an example of a peptide.
Okay.
Another example of a peptide that everyone knows is like NAD plus, or um, like human growth hormone. That's a peptide.
It's a peptide.
Yeah, or like testosterone. That's a certain type of peptide. Like it's already
Okay.
made in your body. They just figured out how to change it a little bit and put it back into you to actually help you in some type of way.
That's interesting. So it's like you're like biohacking people with
Right.
things that like already are that that's cool. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty cool actually. I'm not anti that. That
Yeah, it's
sounds
really cool.
interesting.
It's really cool. I mean, then there are also those people who like take too much testosterone and like are, you know, running around here lifting weights like this and
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, they're
But
using it as a performance enhancing thing.
right, when done properly. So that's what I do. And then I also have a dual role. So the doctor that I work for, Dr. Jason Emer, he's a celebrity plastic surgeon and does liposuction. And I manage his surgical cases. So he's most known for his body contouring procedures. So he helps people
I
feel
saw pictures of like one of the ones that he just did where he like so was he injecting like Botox into people's ab muscles to make them more like what the
filler.
fuck was that? Oh, it's
Filler.
filler.
Mhm.
What is filler?
So there are multiple different types of filler. So there's a hyaluronic acid based filler, which helps produce, well, helps, it places volume where volume has been lost. Then there's other types of fillers that are like biostimulatory fillers that have biostimulating properties that help produce collagen and elastin. So it helps with volume over time and helps produce volume where volume has been lost. I believe that's the filler that he was using because it's going to help further enhance his abs over time.
And yeah, that
But
was
that's not
interesting.
surgery. That's just, you can do that in an office
You can do that
procedure.
in office procedure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, we actually just recently, one of our patients, he lost like over 300 pounds. So he had a lot of skin, and he was really insecure about it and had been getting into the gym a lot and it completely has a different body now. So we surgically removed all of his skin and helped contour his abs and his shoulders to become more muscular. So we do cases like that. He's most famous for like his gladiator lipo. So
Mhm.
he goes in with a liposuction device and he like sculpts abs onto people. Also, well known for like his supermodel lipo. Um, so yeah, he's really good at that. He's very well known for his liposuction.
Interesting. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, so that part of it, like the like body modification part of it, does freak me out a bit. It's a thing where like I understand that that it's incredible and it's a thing that like the right person can do, like very skilled person can do. Um it just feels a bit disingenuous in a way, like like if you don't, if you're not like open with the fact that I look like this because of this reason, then it could create some sort of unrealistic beauty standards that people are
Mhm.
trying to uh achieve, and it blah blah blah, and like all like the Kardashians for example,
Yeah.
or like people like them who heavily body modify all the time or whatever the fuck it is that they're up to. Um
Yeah, I
and
definitely agree with that. I think that the standards of beauty nowadays for men and women are really high, and I think that the expectations that we have to live up to are hard. Um, that being said, I feel like if you feel like you want to do it for yourself, and it's something maybe for him, he personally told me his story. So, that was something that once he did it, once he finally lost the weight, he wanted to do that for himself. And he was never going to be able to, you know, be able to feel like the person that he's always wanted to feel like without losing his skin. And he finally was in a good place and he could financially afford it. So,
yeah, I'm not trying to begrudge anybody their journey or what they need to feel like a complete person.
yeah.
I guess I'm just like waxing poetic about like potential ramifications of X, Y, and Z or
Yeah,
whatever.
definitely, definitely. Some people definitely do it for the wrong reasons, of course. But
Yeah, yeah. I don't like, I don't. Everybody can do whatever they want with their own body, whatever they want to, because it's their body, right? Like it's just like it becomes a weird grayish area, I guess. Like
yeah,
there are people that modify themselves to like such an extreme way, like there's that guy that turned himself into an alien, right?
I didn't see that, but I
Yeah,
I have seen these type of cases like that cat person.
yeah,
Where
where they modify themselves so much,
yeah,
and while there's nothing like technically illegal about that, like where do you cross, like when do you tell someone like no, you can't do that to your body, like I know it's yours, but like I'm not gonna cut your nose off
yeah,
and like put like a pig's nose on your face, like shit
yeah.
like that. Like when does it become like
Yeah, I
a
definitely do. I really like working for Dr. Emer because he really doesn't try and sell you on things that you don't need.
well,
So,
that's
yeah,
great to hear,
he
like
tells
it.
you exactly what he would do, what you need to do to get the results that you're looking for, but he's not going to push things on you for to make more money. already has a lot of money and he's really good at his job, and that's not what he's trying to get out of this. I mean, he really does do it to help people, and that's, one of the reasons why I do like working for him, because I definitely think that there's doctors out there with different motives just trying to, drain people, and not attack them, but get them in a vulnerable spot where they know that they can probably get more out of them.
Yeah. I mean, and maybe that is what I mean, that is probably what was happening in the past and why this type of work maybe has gotten sort of like a murky reputation
Right.
is
Absolutely.
um and it also is an area where people don't really understand like me, like I am in it and I see it, and like a lot of my colleagues and a lot of my friends get like lip filler, and they get a lot of Botox and shit. Um, um, and it's just part of the world, right? Like I'm a craggly faced character actor. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Like I'm not a romantic leading man, so I can just kind of just like
Let yourself go.
let myself let myself go. I still moisturize and groom myself, and I exercise and all that shit. But um yeah, I don't have to worry about like fine lines and wrinkles because I've been playing fathers since I was 18, right?
Yeah.
So but the people that do have to do that or need or feel like they have to because of some sort of like standard which has been set by somebody, um it sucks a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, it does. But like you could also, like, if you felt like your wrinkles were getting, too deep, or you wanted to do something to help maintain your youth,
youth.
you can.
Yeah. I mean, I take stuff like I take collagen and creatine and
Yeah.
like I yeah, like oral supplements and things of that nature. Like I take like green powder and the vitamins and shit. And I do a lot of exercising. And I feel good and I like the way that I look and I feel like I'm youthful still. But one day I don't know, see what happens. I might get some Botox in my forehead or something if it
There
becomes
you
too
go.
much of a if it
Botox
becomes
is
too
a thing.
yeah. But I just don't know. Like I lost a lot of weight, but luckily it was when I was younger and
Your
my
skin bounced
skin,
back.
yeah, it bounced back really well. I still have some like problem areas that like I don't
Mm.
like extra skin like here, like it'll never go away, and like at the bottom of my stomach it's just always there, no matter how much I work out or how much I cut, it's just there forever, so I can
Yeah, and
see.
you could totally be like, "Hey, I wanna come in. I don't want anyone to know that I've, had lipo, but I have these problem areas that really bother me, and I would like to have it addressed," and literally no one would ever know,
Yeah, but
you know?
also like why hide, right? Like
Yeah, I mean,
why
if you feel so insecure about it and it's something that could be fixed, why not?
sure.
Like, if you had the budget to and it's something that really bothers you and you literally look in the mirror every day and you're like, "I hate this," then there's options to help and get some, you know, some more, positivity and self-confidence into your life that maybe you've never had before. Maybe
That
not you
too.
because 'cause you're married and have a child, but, like, there are people who are still single or still looking for their significant other, or, like, maybe wanna get some confidence back, or whatever the case may be.
I agree. I mean, that's very true. I mean, like I have never been uh I mean, I've been pretty confident for a long time. Um Even when I don't like myself, even when I don't like what my body looks like, I tend to at least show confidence outwardly, and I know that a lot of people maybe can't, or it's harder for them or whatever, or they do want to change stuff. So Ash, I totally get it. Like
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. um what have you personally done for yourself?
So I haven't done any body modifications yet.
What do you want to get done?
I kind of want a boob job.
Okay.
Not kind of. I do want a boob job. I just, it's not something that I'm just like, I want it right now. But I was thinking about it maybe in the future. I would like one. I've never really had boobs, so I think it would be nice. But
Okay.
no body modifications yet, which is weird to talk about with my brother, but
I know it. No, it's fine. I'm just a host of a show now. I'm not your brother anymore.
yeah.
But
I would like
what?
some breast implants, possibly, maybe. Uh,
Okay.
I've been thinking about it. But I get Botox every 3 months in my whole entire face. I get around 80 units in my face. I've had cheek filler, chin filler,
Oh wow. Okay.
jaw filler, and I've done a lot of lasers. I have a scar on my
All right. From when you fell. Yeah.
um yeah, from that accident. So
Yeah.
I've been using lasers on that. And then I do lasers like my whole face to help with facial rejuvenation, produce collagen and elastin, help with fine lines, wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, sunspots. Um
And how does that work? So like I take it, like I eat it. So how is that?
but
Like I eat collagen.
oh,
What's the difference between eating it and then doing it with the face lasers?
oh, there's a big difference. I mean, ingesting it is good. It definitely does help with your hair and your skin, and things like that. But when you do lasers, you create micro injuries on the skin, and it creates like a tissue inflammatory response and
Hmm.
prompts your body to make collagen and elastin at the cellular level on your actual tissue and repairs your tissue that way.
Interesting. So I heard
Mhm.
that you stop producing it as you age, like you
Yeah.
don't make as much collagen. So how does that work? Like when you're older, it makes your body produce it again? Like I
Yeah, literally. So like it prompts your body during the laser, during that healing time to produce collagen and elastin wherever you had the laser done.
interesting.
Yeah. So we don't, as we age, the reason that we start to look older is because our body doesn't make collagen and elastin anymore and we age. So by keeping up with like aesthetic treatments, by doing, things to help produce collagen and elastin, you're kind of delaying that process and you're helping with that like collagen and elastin bank so you can age slower.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really
Cool.
cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it is really cool. And the thing with like b- b- breast implants and like calf implants and butt implants and chin implants and all that shit, like it used to be people are like, "What the fuck are you doing that for?" And
Yeah.
now it's more like, "All right,
Yeah, it's less taboo for sure.
yeah." Like I remember like Pamela Anderson had breast
Oh, hers are
implants.
huge.
Yeah, and like everyone, but that's all that they were in like the 90s. They were the
Yeah.
huge giant boobies that didn't make any sense on people's bodies, and like that's the image that you have of them. Like my wife has them, and like she's not like
Has
shy
what?
about it. Breast implants.
Courtney has breast implants?
Yeah,
What?
she got them when she was 18 because she's got a disorder called tuberosis of the breast. So like one of her breasts was a tube, so she had like
I never knew
reconstructive.
this.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a thing, and you wouldn't be able to tell because it's not like they were like extremely done. Like they
That's
were
what I
done.
want. I just
Yeah,
want yeah, I don't want anyone to know that I have breast implant I don't
but
want them
yes,
to
Courtney
not
has implants, and she's not like it's not a secret. It's just like
yeah. I
yeah,
just wow, I never knew that.
yeah,
She's wow, cool.
yeah. And
Yeah,
it's just like it was like for a medical thing. Like they like
they covered it.
rebuilt one of her breasts to like make it look like a normal normal breasts. Like, I don't know, quote unquote normal.
That's
Um,
really cool. I didn't know that.
yeah, you should talk to her about it the next time you see her.
I should.
Yeah. Uh,
So, how's your
oh, TikTok's asking me if I'm still here. Let's do this puzzle. Uh, uh, uh-oh. Hold on. I messed up the puzzle. Hold on. Oh, verification complete. Okay, TikTok. There you go. I did your puzzle. Um, all right. I mean, it's been a bit over an hour, Ashley. We can keep talking or we can wrap it up.
I have a little bit more time left in me.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, I yeah, so when you get like cheek filler and like lip filler, it degrades over time, right?
Yeah, your body naturally breaks it down and you excrete it through your poop and your pee and your lymphatic system.
So it's not a thing that is like poison, like it's a thing that's just like a naturally occurring substance, or
Right.
will it?
So yeah, so hyaluronic acid filler, which is a dermal filler, is literally made out of hyaluronic acid, which is a naturally occurring element you have in your skin. So it kind of integrates into the tissue very well. That being said, if it's placed in the wrong place, if it migrates to somewhere it's not supposed to be, it can sometimes become like encapsulated. And the only way to remove that is by using um, a type of dissolving agent to inject it into where the filler is for then your body to naturally excrete it.
Oh, so like it can just move places?
Not really, not if it's placed in the right place with an experienced injector. No, it's not just gonna move.
Okay.
Um,
So you wanna work with the right people. So
yeah,
it's like choosing like a good cardiologist is the same way, right?
and of course, like everything these days, it's becoming oversaturated, and there's a lot of, you know
Fly by night people, they're like, "I'm gonna put it in your chin," and then it's like in your forehead and yeah.
yeah. I mean, obviously, everyone's gotta start somewhere, but I think that it's becoming a lot very oversaturated, and people are not very transparent maybe about their experience, or they're not really trained by someone who knows what they're doing, or
Yeah.
so just be careful. That's all.
So how do people like so what do people need to do to get in contact with you to get procedures done? Like what's the process?
Yeah, so you can DM me on Instagram or follow the link in my bio. I
And
have
that link is also linked everywhere that you can watch this video
oh,
also. Yeah.
where?
Underneath it.
Okay.
So not
I think my
you
screen is different.
yeah, so you can't see it in here because we're in like a special studio. But if like you would go to YouTube, you would see all of your links under the video. And it's under the video on Facebook.
Fun, okay.
Yeah.
So you can go there. And you would follow the link in my bio and make an appointment with me. And then we have what's called a consultation. And it's a very detailed consultation where I pretty much do like a review of systems. So, talk about whatever's bothering you and present you with multiple different modalities to target whatever's bothering you. My consultation fee is $250, but it comes off of whatever treatment you decide. I typically run, well, not typically, I run all of my treatment plans through Dr. Emer first. So you're not only getting my opinion, you're getting his expert opinion as well. And, we work with your budget and your needs and your medical history to be able to get you to feel like your best self.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So if let's say that you were to so can we do a thing where like I pick a person and then you can kind of like analyze what they had done?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's like a thing you can do. So let's do can we do Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt, yeah, but I feel like I need to look at it. Can you put up a picture of him?
Yeah, I can find a picture. So
Yeah.
let's while I look for a picture of current Brad Pitt, what about let's say Kim Kardashian?
Oh. that's a lot. I
Yeah.
mean, she's definitely had plastic surgery, facelifts. I think she's had multiple facelifts. She does I mean, she's pretty transparent about the laser and energy devices that she does, but she's not transparent about the filler that she does.
Okay. So where does she do that? Do you do that you can tell?
Her cheeks, her eyes, her temples, her nose, her lips, her chin. So,
Oh, so everywhere. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
yeah. And she's also had multiple facelifts,
Oh, okay.
which, if you don't know what that is, it's when they take your skin and sew it back, usually behind your ear, to, help with laxity, your skin laxity, to make you appear tighter and lifted and more youthful.
Oh, wow. All right. So here is a bunch of pictures of Brad Pitt. All right. Can you see this?
Yeah,
All right.
that's current Brad Pitt.
So yeah, so like up top here, like this one's pretty current. That one's like I would say this one. Like
Yeah.
what does that look like to you? Does that look like Botox and shit?
Can you zoom in a little bit closer?
Oh yeah, probably need to do that. What is it really small? Like I can't even see
Yeah.
what does it look like on the oh right. So that would be let me try to make it big. I'm really I've never done this before, so
You're doing
uh
great, sweetie.
thanks, honey. I appreciate it. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Hey, boom. No, that didn't do anything. All right.
Okay, I mean, let me see. I mean, he needs Botox is what he needs.
Oh, Brad.
Maybe he's gotten some Botox to help, with the lines, but
There, go.
go where?
Oh, it's not working. Hold on. Go where? Let me stop. Let's present. Let's share the screen. Let's look at the Brad Pitt wiki page. Share. There you go. Can you see that?
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Yeah. Um, I could tell you what he needs. He needs some Botox.
Okay.
Definitely needs some Botox in the corner of his eyes to help lift. He's got like a droopy hooded eye.
A
He
droopy hooded eye.
a hooded eyelid, which happens over time. He could be definitely using some laser treatments to help with collagen elastin, to help with wrinkles, to help with fine lines. He does look really tight though. Like his skin, like he doesn't have any jowling, he doesn't have any sagging of the skin. So he's definitely doing maybe like a soft wave treatment or maybe some radio frequency microneedling to help tighten and tone his skin. It does look good, I will say.
What is radio frequency microneedling? What is
Uh,
that?
radio frequency microneedling is a really kind of they look like pins, like razor sharp pins
Okay.
that are go into your skin at a certain depth. It's usually anywhere between like 0.25 millimeters and 3 millimeters. And at the same time as they are, excuse me, targeting the skin, it's shooting radio frequency into the skin to tighten, tone, lift, and help with collagen elastin.
Interesting. All
Yeah,
right.
it's
I have
really
another one.
nice.
And then I'll do one more person just because I'm so interested. So
Okay.
this is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that she's been saying that she doesn't do aesthetic treatments. Is that why you put her up?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, there's I feel like she still does Botox though.
Do you think that that's so is Botox not considered like a
No, it is.
aesthetic treatment anymore?
It is.
Okay.
Just a lot of people lie about it.
Okay.
A lot of people lie and say that they don't get Botox when they really do.
All right.
I don't know
Well,
why.
I'm not going to say that Gwyneth Paltrow is a liar alive on the internet, but I will say that maybe she's doing something else like that like isn't because isn't Botox like botulism?
Yeah, but it's safe.
It's safe botulism.
It's
Okay.
safe botulism.
No, it's fine. I just there's because it's like yeah, it's just
I mean,
crazy.
she
Like
might be, but what I will say is that there really is nothing like Botox to give you Botox results. I
okay.
mean, if there is, give it to me because I'd love to study it and use it for myself.
Yeah.
But now, in present day, there is nothing that does Botox like results that isn't Botox. And that's why so many women get it. Because if there was, then we'd all be doing it, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's why there are a lot of like accusations with women who say that they don't do Botox, they don't do filler, and then they look like they're 30 years old on like a 6-year-old woman's body. So it's like, what are you doing then? You know?
All right. The penis stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about the penis stuff that you talked about at Thanksgiving. Everybody, we were at the table and we started talking about penis filler. And
Yeah,
it
if you're looking for penis filler, let me know because I need a couple more models in order to be confident to be able to do it independently. So if you're interested in penis filler, please slide into the DMs.
what the fuck is penis filler for the people that just heard that for the first time?
Penis filler is exactly what you think it is. It is dermal filler and a biostimulator type of filler in the penis to give you male enhancement to help.
No, oh Jimmy, you've been here the whole time. Yes, chat.
Chat,
Penis filler. That
penis
is what we're
filler.
talking about right now. Yeah, penis filler.
So it helps with girth more than it does length, but it does help with length and helps with girth. Looking for men looking to enhance their penis size. We
So
also usually do that with what's called like an O shot. So it is a shot in your penis. So it's your own PRP. It's stem cells and exosomes, and it helps with stamina. It helps with enhanced feeling. It helps with longer and harder erection, and it helps with sexual health.
so
And
is this like in tandem with the filler, or is that a thing that you can get without penis
yeah,
filler?
you can get it without penis filler. It's actually there's just a lot of men that probably struggle, not probably, but they do struggle with erectile dysfunction. That's they like to get it for, or maybe they're looking to, just have longer stamina in the bedroom and enhance feeling, longer ejaculation, things like that.
So with the penis filler, I have a penis, right? Like, so
No.
it's I don't know. So um, a penis can just like continue to be stretched. Like it's not like there's like a limit. Like, is there a penis limit?
Well, once you start getting penis filler, it's you have to continue to get penis filler. It's not really
Oh,
like a one and done thing. And just like regular filler, it only lasts for so long before it gets, excreted out of the body.
so once you start, you can't stop doing it.
It's not recommended, no, because the skin, the tissue does stretch out.
Okay, so we got a question about it. So it sounds like it hurts? Question mark. How long does it last? And is it silicone based?
We can only use silicone in the head of the penis. Actually, we cannot use silicone on the shaft of the penis. Um, does it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt because we inject you with local lidocaine to numb the whole entire area. And as far as last, it typically lasts depending on your metabolism and how often you engage in intercourse and sexual pleasure. It can last anywhere from like 6 months to 2 years. We recommend you come in every 6 months to a year to get a touch up.
So if you get it and then you stop getting it, do you have like a deflated penis?
No, you don't have a deflated penis, but you will have more laxity in the penis. Your skin will, you know, be looser than it was, but that takes a lot of filler and you have to get it for a long amount of time. Like, say you just get one treatment once and you're like, this is not for me. You're not going to have a stretched out penis. It's just not how it works.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah,
like,
that's a good
yeah,
point.
yeah. I mean, it's just, it's like a brave new world, like like there were all these jokes about like penis pumps and like things of that nature that would
Penis
like,
pumps are great.
yeah. And,
Actually, we recommend if you get penis filler, you should be using a penis pump.
oh, so penis pumps actually work?
Yeah, it promotes blood flow to the area, and it's actually good for men. That increase of blood flow helps with increased sensation. It helps with your nerve endings. It helps, more oxygenation to the area. So if you are looking for a non-surgical way to enhance your sex life, a penis pump is a great, alternative, and it it's good in conjunction with penis filler as well.
Huh. Okay. What's the female equivalent to penis filler?
Clitoris filler, or
Clitoris filler.
yes, clitoris filler.
Huh.
Or O shots. So like a P shot, we have an O shot. So it's like an orgasm shot that you can get as well.
This blow my fucking mind, Ash.
I know.
I'm
I know.
like,
It's
I'm like in fucking space right now. Like this is crazy.
it's a whole new world. Yeah.
No, it is like, and it's a whole new world in a way that I didn't even like. It was funny-ish at Thanksgiving when like you were like, look at this, and like we were like, whoa,
Yeah.
what the fuck? But it seems like a thing where it's like it truly can help people have a better
Oh
life,
my God. Yeah.
like especially if like you're with a partner or like for a long time, and like things change, as you age, things change, and there's nothing wrong with like like people have been taking Viagra forever.
Yeah,
um
absolutely. I don't really I mean, it's such a taboo thing. Sex has always been such a taboo thing.
yeah, people hide from it and they don't
People
want to
hide
talk
from
about it.
it. It's same type of thing. Like if you have a micro penis your whole entire life, and penis filler can actually enhance your sex life and help you feel more confident, not only about yourself but with other women. It's like, why wouldn't you do it?
Someone just said sounds better than popsicle sticks. Like, is that a thing people used to do, is use popsicle sticks?
Well, I don't know about that, but you could get a penis implant if you wanted to surgically.
Oh, so I've heard about that for like people that are like transgender, but not for like, so but are you always hard then? Like if you get an implant?
Well, it's what's called we call like fat grafting to the penis.
Okay.
So you take like mesh and fat from other parts of the body, and you place it into the penis. I want to be honest. I know that there are implants for penises. I'm just not like too familiar with them because Dr. Emer
Yeah,
doesn't really do that, but he
that's fine.
does do the fat grafting with the mesh and stuff. Um, but I know that it is an option, and I don't think that you're hard all the time. But there's probably always something feeling like there's hard, like you're hard.
Yeah. Well, because if there's something that's implanted inside of it,
Right.
I'm sure you're like always like quarter of the way or some crazy shit. But
Yeah.
oh man, we're gonna get banned from TikTok because they don't like it when people talk like this. But
Actually, Dr. Emer does live penis filler injections on Twitter. So if you're at all wondering how it goes or what it's like, he does live. We do penis filler live on Twitter. So
penis filler live on Twitter.
penis filler live on Twitter.
Penis filler live. No, that's fucking crazy. Penis
Yeah,
filler live
girl.
on Twitter. The
Mhm.
things that you can see on the internet.
I know. There's also photos before and after photos on jasonemermd.com that you can go on and browse right now if you wanted to see some before and after of a penis post penis filler.
Post penis filler. It's a brave new world,
So
guys. Oh, so yeah. So micro penis. That's a real thing.
yep, I've seen it with my own eyes. I don't want to make
Huh.
a joke out of it because it's kind of
No, I don't want to make a joke out of it either. But it is a thing that has been made like a
yeah,
joke out
a joke.
of.
I know, I know.
And it became a thing where it's like, is a micro penis a real thing, or is it like an urban legend? Right. So
Nope, it's a real thing.
that's got to be really tough.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a guy once, not once, recently, who was crying after his penis filler because he never thought that this would be attainable for him, and it was
Well,
really
that's, I mean, this is going to sound strange, but this is that's very beautiful.
yeah,
Like,
it was. I was like, this is again doing things to help people. Sex is such a big part of your life. Like, I can't
it
even.
is. I mean, I have 2 kids. Like, it takes a lot of sex to make kids or just to, like, live in life in general. You're gonna have sex or do something with your bits, even if it's by yourself.
Yeah,
So, it's something that doesn't need to be talked about more and needs to be championed and spoken about, so it's not so hidden and so taboo, because it causes a lot more issues when it's not
right.
spoken about. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, we're hitting an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? It's
Why
okay to say yes.
why are you making that face?
I'm coughing and I'm trying not to cough in the microphone, so I'm
Mm.
doing that and then I'm coming back.
Yeah, I think a wrap up is I mean, I do have a 7 AM Pilates class and still have to shower and do some laundry and
Okay.
all
Well,
those
then,
things before going to bed.
well, thank you so much for being here, Ash. I hope everybody learned a lot about aesthetics treatments like I did here today, and I learned a whole lot about penises, a lot more than I thought I was gonna learn having a conversation with my sister. So, um, this was a great conversation, and thank you so much for being here. And if you have any interest in all the other stuff that we spoke about other than just the penis thing, you can find Ashley's links on underneath everywhere that you're watching this, or you can find her on social media as what?
Aesthetics_RN.
Aesthetics underscore RN. All right, Ashley, thanks so much, love you,
Thank you guys.
bye. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I hope you had as much fun as I did, talking about a bunch of cool stuff. Um, Ashley has lived 9 lives in her short life so far, and she's done so much, and she is going to continue to just fucking kill it. So I'm so happy that you got to speak to her a bit and get to know her a bit. Thank you for your questions and your comments. Jimmy Pickens, you are a champion. Thank you for all this magical in interaction. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on Instagram, hi, follow me. I hope you're doing great. If you're watching on TikTok, thank you for watching on TikTok. I'm still not 100% sure how it all works, but thank you for all the likes and all the watchings. And if you're watching on Facebook, hi, Facebook. Thanks for being here after all these years, I guess. But I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for watching the live stream live, and have a beautiful evening. Good night. Good night. Once I end the stream, good night.